Well, you know it by heart now. It's our daily roundup of the news from the French presidential campaign trail. Florence Villeminot joins me.
Michelle.
Hi, Flo. The big story of the day, of course, that entertaining debate last night.
Epic debate. The gloves really came off and lots of people tuned in to watch that mudslinging competition, I guess you could call it. Over 15 million people tuned in. Now it got really noisy, quite aggressive and ugly at times. In fact, analysts say it was the nastiest presidential debate in French political history, and it continued from a distance this morning. Take a listen.
I don't think I was the one who started being hostile. I kept trying to bring the debate back to real issues. But I had to fight back sometimes. I thought it was important to deconstruct her programme and explain my reforms and programme and why they're coherent.
What I decided to do, and I think I did it successfully, is lift the veil on just who Mr. Macron is, where he comes from, what interests he's defending. I don't want the French people to be lulled to sleep. I want them to wake up and realise what's at stake.
Well, Flo, both candidates clearly have their view on how things transpired in last night's debate. The question is, the million-dollar question, who won the debate?
Well, unsurprisingly, if you ask their fan base, well, each will say that their candidate won that debate. Now, our reporters were following that debate with Le Pen and Macron's fans yesterday. We had Claire Williams with Team Macron, Catherine Nicholson with Team Le Pen. Their reactions are gathered into this report by Pierre Delrieux.
Cheering for their candidate, Emmanuel Macron's supporters were impressed and relieved by his performance. Going against far-right candidate Marine Le Pen in a face-off wasn't an easy task. But for this group of Macron fans, the centrist candidate showed himself to be stronger than his opponent and more in control.
We knew she would try to destabilize him, but he's the one destabilizing her. He knocked her down, she went off the rails, and she was consulting her notes.
He's standing his ground. He answers every attack Marine Le Pen makes, then tears down every one of her arguments.
On the other side of Paris, Marine Le Pen supporters also gathered to watch the televised clash between the candidates. For them, the National Front candidate came out on top, more in control and more presidential.
I think she's performing really well. She's composed, she doesn't get angry, she explains her project, she's in control, it's great.
In the beginning of the debate, she was under attack, receiving blows from Emmanuel Macron. Now we can say she's taking her time, measuring her words and coming back strong. Maybe he's getting tired too, because ultimately he's running out of arguments.
As both candidates locked horns and exchanged verbal attacks for over 2.5 hours, it seems their respective supporters stand firmly by their side. But with just a few days left before the final round of the election, over 18% of electors say that they are still undecided.
So you can see those are the die-hard fans there. If you want a more neutral analysis, you can check out a poll by ILLab that was carried out immediately after the debate. Who was the most convincing? Well, according to this poll, 63% of people thought it was Emmanuel Macron, and you can see Marine Le Pen there getting 34%, the remaining 3% didn't have an opinion. Now, it certainly has given Macron a boost in the polls, according to an opinion-way poll that was just released. If the runoff were held today, well, you'll see it, Macron would beat Marine Le Pen by 61% versus 39%.
Well, Flo, amid all of the quarrelling last night, fact-checkers were in overdrive during that debate. There's one exchange in particular that got people's attention. Marine Le Pen hinted that Emmanuel Macron may have an offshore bank account.
In fact, analysts say that Marine Le Pen came very close to defamation with that comment where she suggested that Macron might have a hidden bank account in tax havens, like in the Bahamas, for instance. And almost immediately on Twitter, you had many tweets with photos of documents allegedly proving that Macron indeed has a hidden bank account, for instance, in the Cayman Islands. And now, some Twitter users have picked up on that coincidence of the timing between these tweets and Marine Le Pen's comments. You can see this tweet by Stéphanie Lamy, who's been tracking down the origin of those tweets. We've been doing that here at France 24 as well. Our team of observers has been following this story very closely. You can see this tweet by Alexandre Capron. Now, he's tracked down where some of these tweets came from. They come allegedly from Russian hacktivists, pro-Russian hacktivists, trying to spread the story. You can see he's saying it's fake news. And indeed, Emmanuel Macron has just announced that he is taking legal action against Marine Le Pen.
All right, and finally, Flo, the debate played out online as well. Viewers had a field day on social media.
They certainly did, and I had to choose just a couple, but there were countless entertaining tweets. I liked this one describing the mood there, picking up on the moderator, Nathalie Saint-Cric, her facial expression looking a little bit like a grumpy cat, so some people taking fun there. Lots of people picked up on the fact that Marine Le Pen had lots of documents, colored documents. You can see this Twitter user photoshopping a huge pile of documents in front of Marine Le Pen. It's starting to become very visible, says this Twitter user. And also at certain times, she quite literally showed documents. And this, of course, prompted people to get very creative on social media. You can see this person photoshopping, "I have no idea what I'm doing," and several variations on that theme.
OK, Flo, well, listen, if that's all we've got time for now, unfortunately, but if you do want to catch more of the campaign trail, you can check out, of course, the website, france24.com, and the debate live on France 24 starting at 9 p.m. Paris time on Sunday.
That's right.